Good evening. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Underhill Development Review Board. Today is Monday, May 1st, 2023. We have a public hearing sketch plan review of the applicant John Butler, docket number DRB 23-02 for a project or property located on 621 Iris Settlement Road in Underhill, Vermont. The purpose of the hearing tonight is we received an application for a property line adjustment or a subdivision from the applicant represented by his son Tristan Butler. They do not wish to create three parcels, they just like to adjust property lines. So there's not any new lots being created, there are boundary line adjustments that are going to occur. We initially looked at this informally with the Development Review Board, thought it could be handled administratively. Nick felt that he couldn't do it administratively because of waiver requirements that would be authorized by this board, and so here we are. Tristan, I'm going to hand it over to you if you want to just give us an overview of what you want to do, so everyone in the room and online can understand it.
Yeah, we're looking at three parcels pretty much. The first parcel will be the sugar bush, looks like an upper field. That would join in the William Butler's lot.
So maybe start a little bit bigger picture. How many acres do you have? What are the existing lot configurations and what do you want to end up with?
So currently the farm's about 135 acres with John Butler's house. William Butler has a sugar house on it and some sugar woods that he leases. We also have the dairy farm, which goes into Cambridge. Yeah. We're looking to add the woods that William's leasing to his sugar house property and use the river as a natural boundary. And then we're looking to create another lot with the house, add some additional acreage to the original 10 acres that's with the house. Right now it's one big parcel, but the 10 acres was an original plot. Right. When John first acquired it. And then, so that we're asking to try and combine the 75 roughly acres that William's looking to purchase with his existing. So I think that prompts the idea of a boundary line adjustment for that parcel.
Yeah.
And then from the river over, for the lot 2 it shows, that'll go with the house over to the purple line. So I think that prompts a subdivision because of road frontage or something, maybe Nick could clarify. And that would leave the remaining 13.6 acres in Underhill, but there's another 19 or so with Cambridge and that remaining parcel will be about 33 acres total.
Is that the field behind our house?
The field right behind your house would be going with John's house. Oh. And then your house would be right here. But frontage in front of you up to that front fence line seemed like more or less natural boundary. It's already a straight line. Mm-hmm. So we kind of ended up choosing that with that upper field to go down to the river.
I see.
So that front, 100-foot swath in front of you would go with the house. Okay. Is the idea.
That's the right of way, 100 foot long. That's 100 foot.
Yeah.
Long?
It's about 100 foot wide.
Wide, is it?
Right now, from yours over to Nancy's.
From the fence to your property line. 100 feet.
Yeah, attached to our property line. Yeah.
Is this zoned agricultural now?
Right now, it's all current use ag, and that's the goal, is to keep it all in current use. That's a pretty high priority on the list. So.
Dad's tax map is 139 acres or so, but Dad plotting it out, so there's more acres, that's why the numbers don't add up.
That's okay, we understand that. Yeah.
Can we back up for a second? Can you show me the original boundaries that exist before anything on this so I can follow them on the plot?
Everything within the yellow line.
Yellow. Oh, yeah. So
if you're down this yellow line up, the red line is the town line, and that's what's cutting some of it apart.
Okay, so you're saying the current, can you just trace it up on the right?
Yeah.
So there.
This is the
Okay,
parcel. And then up to here, across. So this is William Butler up here, his
so
existing
this,
parcel,
all of this is a current single lot.
right here.
No,
no,
no.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, so the thing that's really hard, and it was just admitted as part of our package today, is this Exhibit I think. What is this one?
Yes, exhibit I.
Right, and that's the
Yeah.
that's the parcel that was created in 82.
78.
78.
Yeah.
But the catch with the life estate deed is, this is still John Butler, and that's still being reviewed right now. There's no, so this is still one parcel. This 10 acres was originally in 78, and then the rest of the farm was purchased and added onto it.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, this thing that you just traced down the yellow line is 2 lots, it encloses one, a smaller 10-acre lot, is that that's being said? Okay. I'm just trying to come up from scratch here.
Took me a long time to get there.
All right, so we have 2 lots essentially.
The third lot is this one that kind of
No.
goes off the top of the plan?
No, that's one that William Butler owns separately, and they're saying lot 3 would join that.
So the third lot, yep.
It would be a boundary line adjustment.
Okay, so now we have one big lot with a little lot in the middle. And then you wanna, what's the boundary line adjustments?
From William Butler's existing lot, the long yellow line, we want to move down to this purple line, which is the river.
Okay, so this lot's gonna take, include that,
It's
that section
Doing
there.
that? Oh, okay,
It's reddish color.
okay.
And that's the only adjustment in this application?
No,
No.
We
Okay.
could do an adjustment from the 10 to the remaining here, and that would leave lot 1. But we're lacking road frontage to be able to do that, if I'm correct,
well, that's his opinion.
Yeah.
depending on the
different
zone
opinion.
we're in.
I have a different opinion because
So
you
what-
got an existing non-conforming lot that was created when the town allowed you to have frontage along the stream.
Right.
So you had the frontage at one point in time, but you've since changed the zoning regs on that.
Charlie did make a very good point though, which is that the thing that would prevent that being done by a boundary line adjustment is a clause that says that no boundary line adjustment shall create a new non-conforming lot, but
Doesn't say you can't make an existing non-conforming lot more non-conforming.
thank you, yeah.
Oh,
So,
right, yeah, because there's no way to add, it's not like we're pulling road frontage. There's
right,
no way to add
right.
to
So,
it.
so I think if it's okay. If I
Yeah,
may,
go for it.
If I have 2 questions. So the first question is regarding the proposed boundary line adjustment to William Butler's land. Now, that can be done administratively, that can be done today administratively. My question is do you want to do that, or do you want to subdivide and create a new lot that could be deeded separately? I don't know if there's any advantage to that, or
Well, it was,
Okay.
the desire is to have it as one
okay.
large
Okay,
parcel.
so that takes care of that. That takes care of lot 3. And then the other question I have for you, Tristan, is what exactly did you mean by the warranty deed still being worked out with the life estate?
So the life estate deed just states that upon his passing, we would be getting this property.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And right now, we're trying to clarify that with current use and the town that we're not on this parcel right now. So this is a 10-acre chunk,
Mm-hmm,
but we have no ownership of it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So to clarify that, if we can do a boundary line adjustment right now or not, essentially you're doing a 2-lot subdivision and John is remaining owner of this middle lot.
Right, yeah.
So whether we could do a boundary line of that 10
Yeah.
to this,
I would look at it.
Understand the life estate a little better.
I mean,
Maybe you understand it better.
I don't think I do necessarily, but I also don't know of anything that would prevent land that is held by a life estate from entering into a boundary line adjustment with adjacent land that is owned fee simple by someone, even someone who is legally implicated in that life estate. And unless someone knows better than I.
And the original 10 was used because that lot was already there from 78.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the 10 acre?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have evidence that the lot was created in 78,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then the life estate was re-upped in January of this year, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that, there's no doubt that 10 acres exists.
Is that, yeah, I just,
So, well, as far as the town or the DO is
Right.
concerned, we believe that 10 acres exists
okay.
separately from the bigger picture.
Who owns it?
John. And because it,
Just not to confuse that it's existing because of a life estate deed is what I guess I was
Yeah,
getting at,
no.
you know?
no, we recognize that the two deeds presented to us, or the
Yeah.
deed presented along with this map, and we recognize that as a separate lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So then it makes the story of the property line adjustment a little easier. sell.
Especially in that deed, it says that John can do anything he wants with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would, to me, include any property line adjustments. 'Cause I have a question. You said you're concerned about current use. Does lot 1, even though it's less than 20 acres, still qualify because it's adjacent to Cambridge
Yeah,
as far as current use is concerned?
Right.
So that won't be,
the contiguous parcel
okay.
from, that's two foresters saying it.
Yeah, I think current use will say it too. That would be my concern because they always want a minimum of 20 acres.
Right.
27.
27
now
now?
30, well, it's 30, but it's 2 for the house or something.
Yeah.
Or if
Okay.
you had a house.
So,
So that's,
but it's, yeah, if it's contiguous, I think that would qualify. I just wanted to make sure that.
that was, yeah, Translatic and Woody both saying it.
Are they county foresters? Did you have a county forester?
No, we didn't ask the county.
They don't reach out.
So because we recognize that center 10 acre as a lot, there are now 3 lots there.
No, there's a big lot
Yeah,
that totally encompasses a smaller lot.
okay,
Right.
that's it, 2 lots.
And
There's 2
what we
lots.
want to do, or what I think the applicant wants to do, is dissolve one side of that smaller 10 acre lot.
This
No.
boundary there.
Right
One
there.
side that smaller,
One side of the larger
yes.
lot.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, once this dissolve that.
Okay, yeah,
move, so make the larger lot smaller there.
okay.
And then,
Make the
Make the larger
smallest lot larger?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
This
Yeah.
large
What lot
No,
is smaller?
no.
than
Extended
20?
10 acres
The 10
of,
acres
So,
goes to
no,
30.
I
I'm
was
gonna
talking
pull
about
this up on the screen
Yeah.
here and
I was talking about the section that
share this.
would go to William. It would- it
Mike,
would
please
now
let us know if
change
you can't
from
see this
part of that.
or if you're having
So
trouble
William
following
owns
along.
this, John owns this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my mouse. I guess you can't really see the
Right.
cursor, so I'm just gonna stand
Hey,
up.
Chance, you could zoom in on that one.
Yeah. So what if, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but the proposal is to dissolve this boundary here. So boundary line adjustment, 75 acres roughly conveyed to William Butler. This boundary essentially moves to here, the purple line, this existing section of yellow line, and the purple line all the way down to the river, follow the stream all the way down to Irish settlement.
Yeah.
So that's one boundary line adjustment.
So that boundary line with the purple would include or exclude this 10 acre?
It would exclude that 10
Exclude,
acre. Yep.
okay.
So everything to the west of the stream and which is also the
Okay.
western boundary, the 10 acre lot. This 10 acre lot, all this dotted line you see here would be dissolved and the boundary would, or essentially expanded out to the Cambridge town line to the northeast, the Perrin lot and Knapp lots to the south, and then this new boundary or pushed out boundary here, leaving the remainder lot 1 as the rest of the dairy farm with frontage on Irish Settlement Road. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So based on what Charlie and I talked about and based on knowing that you do not in fact want to create a lot here or reserve this as a lot, I guess I should say, then I think this could be done with just 2 boundary line adjustments. The whole thing would have to be surveyed and then applied for in 2 separate boundary line adjustments with surveys to document that, but
And then for the survey, do we need to survey everything or just the new lines, the river and the one by Nat?
we would definitely have to do the new
New
ones.
property lines, you definitely.
Definitely have to do that, yeah.
So we don't need to do the whole
Perimeter.
perimeter.
It's a
There's
big chunk of
huge-
land.
Big significant
Yeah.
cost
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Anything new being created, certainly, those being dissolved, certainly not.
There's the,
So it would just be the purple lines, is what you're saying.
the river
Because
and the one by Nat.
the yellow line along the 10 acres is already described, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The two, Exhibit J and Exhibit I show those, yeah.
So the points of the new 75 acre, just the line itself would be surveyed, is what you're saying? Nick, is that what Nick just said?
No, he's saying that you'd have to survey from here
Mm-hmm.
up to here,
Yeah,
from here over there, and then this line.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. At minimum, if there's not sufficient, if the surveyor determines that there isn't sufficient documentation elsewhere to,
Well, we're gonna
To
make
do
the
that.
surveyor
Do
do
what?
his homework.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
You're gonna
yeah.
make the survey.
That's
We're
the-
not gonna tell him what you can
Yeah.
and can't survey.
Right.
This
Right.
is what we want.
Oh, I just asking so he doesn't prompt, he's surveying everything
Oh, yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
They're all stone walls and real clear boundaries and.
Yeah.
So just what's the town requesting is what we're wondering.
So the town was obviously conflicted on what to do.
Yeah.
Right? So we have, the zoning administrator issued one opinion.
Yeah.
That said you have to come in because we have to grant the waiver.
Yeah.
And so we're here before the board. The board's offering an opinion that's a little different. It says.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the regs that means you can't make a pre-existing non-conforming lot more non-conforming. You're not creating any new lots.
Okay.
You're moving lines on that. So that's the position that I'm articulating right now. But I'm only one person out of 5 here on the board, or 6 on the board. So how does other members of the board feel about this?
I think I'm okay with it if, like, I wasn't clear if ownership of lands or any of the lots are changing or shifting. I mean, it's still under the same ownership in the end.
Or, no, it'll
No.
be William, the 75 acre Sugarwood parcel we're talking will then go from John Butler to William Butler. Lot 2, the house in 10, to the extension of lot 2, which is about 59 acres, will stay under the John Butler life estate deed. And then lot 1 is intended to be sold to William Butler.
Okay.
But presently, at this point, it would be owned by John Butler,
Correct, as
without a
under the
license.
final boundary line or subdivision, it'll all be under John Butler.
Yeah.
And then transferred later.
I have a question for you, Charlie. You're saying, so it's non-conforming now because of lack of frontage, and the 10 acre lot was created before, that's the contention, it created before that was an issue, but now you're saying it's gonna be more non-conforming, and how is
Well, only because they changed the regs.
So the
Not
lot was
because they changed
created
the
when we allowed frontage along streams.
that? Right. I
So
got that part.
the 10 acres were created for that stream frontage.
Why is it more non-conforming as opposed to,
Less non-conforming.
it's less,
It's
yeah.
more air. I don't know.
No, because they no longer allow frontage along streams.
There used
to
be.
Well, I understand that, but it's
There was
not,
a class 4 road right along the stream too, so that could have been road frontage.
but this new lot actually has minimal frontage, I guess, right? Couple of it.
It's the same amount that,
Well, there's an inset here, but if I understand the boundary lines correctly.
Yeah, so the original configuration of this lot you could think of it deriving most of its frontage from this section along Irish Settlement
Right, so
Road.
what about this
So,
chunk here?
and that also, of course, counts towards it. But I was, when we were looking at when I was considering this, I was thinking, if this lot is going to be created or expanded, then it's going to lack sufficient road frontage because it's not going to include this section with all the road frontage on it. But again, Charlie and I talked about it, and he pointed out, I think correctly, that this lot was essentially what we'd be doing is taking this lot and expanding it. So this non-conforming lot here would fill all of this area, and it would be no more non-conforming than it is already, if that's done.
One might make an argument it's less non-conforming, and we've created flag lots because there is a piece here.
You could even argue that, yeah.
Any other members of the board have questions? Not that, I'm gonna go around the room, but what's next? You can
You
jump
wanna
in
start me?
anytime.
I don't have any questions,
Yeah,
I
no,
understand
board
it, I think it
members.
seems like a good idea.
Yeah,
I understand how difficult it is to try to sort this stuff out in the process.
for sure. I'll open up to questions from the public right now. If you do have a question, we just want to get your name, address, just sir.
Tom Perrin, 633 Irish Settlement Road, tlperrin@gmail.com. We're talking about changing property lines here. We're also talking about changing the ownership of the property, correct?
No, well, we're only talking
Well-
about property lines. What he does with them after we adjust the lines is his business.
We said this is Williams and this is Tristan's and this is John's still.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
I mean, it's none of our business who they sell it to or what they do. We're just trying to do what the applicant's requesting.
It makes a difference to me if it's split up. John wants to divide his property with his sons. That's
You're never gonna have to worry about it being split up.
if he sells it for hundreds of thousands of dollars, then somebody's gonna develop it to get their money back. And that's how it goes, right?
Well, yeah.
Intent to create 3 parcels and then keep them as is
For a
well.
while.
Well,
So the concept we're trying to articulate here is there's no new lots being created. There's just lines being moved around. There's no subdivision. It's lot adjustments and ownership adjustments.
And does that mean when that lot is changed and expanded around my property, which is 3 sides of my property are Butler land?
Yeah.
Yep.
Does that mean that they will survey my boundaries? Because I don't, they've been putting up fence posts to keep the cows off my property, but I don't know. Want to have my lines respected or have them surveyed so that when they have that lot, my 3 sides are included in the survey. That's fair enough.
I think that happens when they survey. They have to do the adjoining landowner.
I would hope so. I just don't know, but that's
Well,
what I'm
well,
asking.
that's-
no,
when I
that's
have
what we're
my
saying, that's what
property.
we're saying is, there's nothing that's changing around your lot lines.
Except the field out back is changing.
No, it's changing from John Butler's to
Yeah.
part of John Butler's that he's conveyed by Life Estate. It's
It was.
still John Butler's.
I walked this with the surveyors this week and we plotted Nancy's pins, which are all clear. We didn't see any of yours. And he said he was gonna do research on them. And then we were gonna bug you and see, because it is all fenced, it's been there for how long? But I don't know if it's in the right spot or not,
Keep changing and
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
so I mean, I'd like to know.
Fence hasn't changed a bit.
But that's what we were requesting is, say if we are surveying and if you're requesting yours to be surveyed, that's one thing. But if the town requests us to survey all 140 acres.
No,
That's a huge
I just
cost.
want, the ownership of that is changing, and I just want,
Oh,
instead of
exactly.
fence posts to keep the cows out, I would like to know where the property lines are, that your land and my land.
Yeah.
Used to be so informal. That's all.
Any other questions, Tom?
Tom?
Any other questions, Tom? Anyone else in the room?
I got mine.
Yes. So Mike, we're gonna turn it over to you. Do you have any questions? Mike Weisel?
Yeah, just turning on my mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, no, I don't really have any questions. I I listened to your conversation about the non-conforming lot. It seems to me that lot number 2 will be less non-conforming after all this, because now you'll have a short piece of road frontage near John's driveway and another short piece of road frontage between Perrin and Knapp.
Right.
So I don't know. It seems like it's a better deal than it was before with just the stream frontage. And I had one other question. It doesn't make any difference to me, but the purple line that defines the boundary between lot 2 and lot 1, it goes from the back of the Knapp lot over to the red town line. I'm just wondering why the northern terminus of that new property line doesn't meet the town line where the yellow line meets the town line, just a little bit to the northwest.
Where?
I think it's defined by elevation, right?
Field.
I'll pull this
Just
up.
the edge of that field with the fence lines, the edge of that flat is what we were going off. If we carried it all the way to the yellow Cambridge boundary, it'd prompt a subdivision in Cambridge.
Right.
I was thinking to angle that purple line more to the west so that the north end of the purple line touched where the yellow and the red lines meet.
Create a really weird triangle on the flat.
Yeah, it has to do with physical boundaries, I guess, the edge of the field or the drop off of the land or something.
I guess we're pretty set on the lines established, not looking to discuss our public comment on that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Interest in that, just about the other. But somebody said we, oh,
Any other questions, Mike?
No?
yeah.
Who else we got participating remotely? Someone named Brian?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
hang on
Brian.
just a second. Brian,
He's got his mic on.
you wish to speak? Brian, we can't actually hear you at the moment. You're unmuted, but we're not hearing you.
Want to type your questions in the chat box, we could potentially go that way.
Sure.
All right, sounds good. We'll look for your questions.
Mike Weisel, can we just get your mailing address?
Sorry, P.O. Box 71, Underhill Center.
Got it. And email?
MWEISEL5
Got it. And we're waiting on Brian's questions, right?
Just Brian writes, this seems all clear. Best wishes to the Butlers. Thank you, Brian.
That's the kind of question you want.
Yeah.
So does anyone else in the room or online care to comment? Do any board members care to comment? Any additional questions of board members?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. Parent?
Thank you, yes, thank you. That right of way between the Knapps and our properties, it's 100 feet, you said 100 feet wide. Could that ever become a road or a driveway?
It's not actually, as I interpret it, it's not actually a right of way. It's a fee simple ownership of land. And my guess is, yeah. It looks like a right of way because it's a long skinny chunk of land.
It was for the cows to roll. Yeah, at one time.
And he can't parent from being naked on
Did it work?
So,
Tell him
I was just messaging him.
any members of the board have any additional questions? So I think what I'm going to ask the board is make a motion to direct Nick that he has the authority to do this administratively.
I'd make that motion. That
Okay. I need a second. Motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion or the second? So, the motion before us is to direct the zoning administrator to administratively create the property line adjustments, which would negate the requirement for any further subdivision review by this board. All those in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nobody opposed, motion carries. So, so Nick can do the stroke of the pen work tomorrow, Tristan? And then you get to spend money on surveyors.
Yeah, I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's not gonna be much in the way of a formal proceeding about this, we'll do it in minutes.
Yep.
But that's probably gonna be the only record of this kind of gathering, we'll have it on tape. And you'll have a written record of it in minutes, and then administratively, they can handle the property line adjustments.
Yeah. I also have to send out a sketch plan letter that just summarizes this. So that'll.
This isn't sketch though, this is a property line adjustment.
I guess that's true.
Right? This isn't a sketch plan,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Okay.
still informal,
Mm-hmm.
but this wasn't a sketch plan.
Gotcha.
All right, guys, thanks for coming all down.
Yeah.
The cows getting off the road or something? Yeah.
So we have other business that we've got to do, we've got an upcoming schedule.
Yes.
We have documents, do we have minutes from April 3rd?
They have been up for a while. I forgot to distribute them specially. I can print them off. We can take a look, or we can take care of them on the 15th.
We'll come back on the 15th though. What do we got?
So as for the 15th, we have a conditional use and the final more hearing.
What's the conditional use?
So the conditional use is for Liam Farrell down the road. It's for a home industry, not a home occupation. He already holds a permit for a home occupation to operate a food truck. It meets all of the requirements for a home occupation, except that he would like to have open hours where the public can drop by and buy sandwiches and all the other things that he's going to be selling there. And that pushes it into home industry territory, which means a conditional use review for the Water Conservation Zoning District. So,
Where is this?
this is at 79 Pleasant Valley Road. It's right up the road. It's between here and
So Pete wants to know.
Oh, Tomasi's house.
So there's gonna be a food truck right there?
so I can sketch out a little bit. He's running the whole thing out of an old Westphalia van. So it's a VW van,
Yeah.
and it's pre-made stuff made, I assume, in his own kitchen, and then sold out, like reheated and sold out of the van, coffee, etc. Looking at hours 7 to 3, open on, I think, end of the week and weekends, seasonally. It would be a perfect candidate for the snack bar designation, like use category, but for the fact that it's on an existing single-family home lot, so we have to treat it like a home occupation. So that's how it's been permitted.
Are they going to have the driveway or the place to pull over for that at the same place? Because that's a tough corner.
It is.
But I think the select board might lower the speed limit to 25, perhaps?
That would be, I think,
We won't see that for a while, I don't think.
You don't think so? Well, it's 30 and 25 means everybody will only go 40 instead of 55.
Right.
yeah.
The state has to become involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Regardless, though, he is planning on having his own using his own driveway and pull off for parking. He put a sketch in his application for, I think, something like 7 to 8 parking spots. I scheduled as a site visit at 5:50 for that night, so we can go verify for ourselves. And I'll leave it to Liam to explain that that's sufficient parking. But from what I can see from our regulations, it is sufficient parking for something like this. The home industry category is pretty flexible. So I think that it should be pretty sufficient, what he's proposing for it to meet those requirements. So that's the conditional use hearing, and then
So
the,
he's the guy that owns that house now in that lot?
yeah, he owns and lives there. Yep. So then the final Mike Moore hearing is also that night, and I scheduled him second. And that one, actually, I was actually just getting all the materials uploaded. It's quite complete, and it hopefully should be a pretty perfunctory kind of look at things, because he's got a draft plat that has already been done. We could take a look at that. There's the updated wildlife corridor memo with maps. So that's actually up to date, and that will be available. Both ability to serve letters from the fire department and school
Can you just
district.
bring up the speed, where is it?
Irish Settlement Road, 319 Irish Settlement Road. It's
You know
two
where
lot
Roy- you know where
subdivision.
Roy Dunphy lives?
Mm-hmm,
Across the street.
okay.
Yep. It's two lot subdivision. He did sketch and prelim over the last 6 months or so, and now he's on the final.
Okay.
And he's proposing a new lot with a 4-bedroom house on it. So everything's in the conditions so far has been taken care of.
Can we ask for like a grading plan of the like actual driveway and house site?
Yep, that's the
Okay.
one thing that hasn't come in yet.
Okay.
So when I was just on the phone with Mike today, asking him to send that over.
Yep.
So that should be arriving pretty soon. And yeah, everything else is there. And except for preparing for this, I would have had time to put it online and the hearing packet online. So that's on the menu for tomorrow. So, but that's been warned, and that one, yeah, I mean, both of them, I think should be fairly straightforward. I imagine
Don't
that.
say it. Just don't say it.
Don't say that.
Fair enough.
Because-
Fair
Yeah.
enough. But Mike has done a great job getting all the conditions met well in advance. So I was getting stuff from him like the day after the prelim was finished. So that is all. As once the grading plan gets in, we're good
Okay.
for requirements for him.
And it's a 4-bedroom? I thought he was gonna do 3 because of the septic and no?
I think he's still sticking with 4. The septic is permitted for a 4-bedroom. So, and it seems that there is someone who's interested in putting a contract down for it, and seems very interested in it being a 4-bedroom as well, being able to build that. So, yeah.
Hmm. And he's living in the other house?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes to 6.
10 minutes to
visit.
6 at
You
79.
can either meet here a quarter and 1 car up, or meet up there.
Yep. Sure.
And then back here 6:30.
Yeah.
6:35 we do conditional use first, or
Conditional use. We do land first.
and then we go to Michael Moore.
And
So
we go
7
straight to
o'clock, Michael Moore. Is he warned for 7?
Yeah, I have. I can pull up the agenda, but yes,
That's all right.
he's warned for. I put things. I was pretty conservative with things, so that we would be able to. We wouldn't be waiting around for anything.
So Meg, we've had a lot of exposure to this guy, Michael Moore.
Okay.
Feel free not to comment if you don't want to, but he actually, I think, will give us a better application than we have in the past. He has a consultant that's doing work for him, engineering consultant that actually has provided us all the information we requested, with the exception of the detailed grading plan.
With the exception of the detailed grading plan, yes. So that will be forthcoming, hopefully.
Yeah.
I just printed out agendas for the 15th, so you guys can take those on your way out. But
So
yeah.
you'll have packets, like I could put a packet out for us?
Yeah, I'll put out packets. I was
So-
just assembling those today.
You put those out like,
We don't know when they're going out, so you
Yeah.
have to let us know.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've been in the habit of asking folks if they want a physical packet and then just posting the exhibits as they come in online. But I'll try to be better about sending around an email once everything's available.
Well, or if you got an application, just put the application up.
Okay.
And then as exhibits,
I
come
know.
in, just add more.
I said,
You know, because
when I tried to look at this application, I could find it on the website, but the link that was in your email
it
wouldn't.
didn't work.
No, it's
Okay.
404 not found.
It did the first day or two.
Oh, and then after that,
And I
yeah,
tried
yeah,
again
it's actually,
today or yesterday.
That worked for me.
yeah, it worked, I guess you're right, it worked for the
Except
first couple days, and
Yeah.
then today when I was like, I should look at that again, look at all the pages, yeah.
Okay.
But I could find it on the website.
Well, that's the idea. I was trying to make life easy on everybody. Just
Yeah,
click
no,
on the link.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked, and then until it didn't.
Well, that's funny because exactly opposite was for me. I couldn't find it on the website, but your link worked this afternoon.
Well, so
This
it works.
afternoon.
So if you, aren't we supposed to get a new website?
Yeah, good to mention that.
We are, and a lot of DRB and zoning business has put me in the back seat, has put the website on the back seat. So hope we are actually, technically speaking, we're ready to launch it, but I need to pull the crew together to talk about making sure that everyone's individual department pages are up to snuff before we actually do that, because I don't think that they quite are right now. But
Yeah.
it really should be launching anytime soon, and hopefully, and it's going to be a lot easier to be posting materials at that point, maintaining a calendar, and I'm hoping we can even get to the point where I'm automating some of the zoning and application processes through the website, which would save me a huge amount of time. Right now it's a bit of an Ouroboros of time, consumption. Let's see. The other thing that I should mention is that my sister is graduating from grad school on the 19th of May, and then my dad, who lives in Vancouver, Canada, is moving to Hong Kong about a month later. So I'm going down to New York to see her graduation, and then I'm flying out to Vancouver to be with my dad, and then my sister and her boyfriend will come out and visit us. It's going to be a lovely vacation, but it does mean that I'm going to be gone for much of the latter half of May. So from like the 17th through the 28th or 29th probably, I'll be out of there. And I'm going to do my best to put together draft decisions that can be circulated, in the days following the hearing on the 15th, so that my absence isn't holding up those decisions.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Any concerns? Any questions? Any feedback?
No. Brad's gonna handle day to day. People come in for a building permit. It's while you're gone.
Yeah. And I'll have it on the calendar and whatnot.
Okay.
The volume of applications has actually slowed down the last week and a half or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few to work through, but the big rush was at the beginning of last month. Yeah.
So we probably won't have a DRB meeting first week in June, sounds like, or?
Nothing scheduled yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that could change, but nothing scheduled.
But Brad would handle it if somebody dropped it off, like while you were, or I guess before you leave.
I think, yeah, I mean, technically speaking, I have 30 days to start working on an application, warrant an application that comes in. So honestly, probably wouldn't get anything prepared if it was dropped off while I was gone.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So,
So July 3rd.
July
is a
3rd.
Monday.
Okay.
Regularly scheduled meeting. I would prefer not to have a meeting that day.
I think we can arrange that.
Second that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, so
really?
just-
You don't want to spend the 4th of July
will.
Eve here?
I won't be here.
Not watching the fireworks from the town hall?
I will be watching the
The
fireworks
fireworks
from
from
my
your sailboat.
boat in the lake. But that's the only thing I saw on the schedule. Are we taking Juneteenth off this year?
We certainly are. Yeah.
How come I don't get that day? I want that day.
All right. Yeah.
Well, you get all winter.
So we have no hearings in June.
I guess we have no hearings in June.
If you're not gonna be around to warn a hearing for the first meeting in June,
And we have Juneteenth off.
and your Juneteenth off, if you do get an application, and we have July 3rd off.
And we have July 3rd off.
Mhm.
So,
Juneteenth Monday?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
so looking at the
Just this year. Or
What's that?
it's up the 19th, right? It just happens to fall on a Monday this year.
Yeah,
Because it fell, we had Juneteenth, these guys had Juneteenth off last year.
but was it on a Monday?
It is a Monday this year.
But it is a Monday this year, but I think it is, I don't know if the federal holidays. The Monday nearest the 19th or the
Oh,
19th.
It's a federal holiday.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
It is.
Wow,
Yeah.
they got like 15 federal holidays now.
Mhm.
So the question I want to put out before the board is, if somebody comes in looking for our board action, do we want to schedule a special hearing on either the 5th or the 12th or the 26th? So we probably have to.
I would think the 26th would make
yeah.
sense as a
Yeah, because
potential,
that'll
if
split.
we need one.
Yeah, that's good because I have conservation on the 12th.
Okay, so the 26th.
Yeah.
Would the board entertain keeping the 26th available if we wanted to?
Of
June.
So we're gonna have another hearing in 2 weeks, another meeting in 2 weeks. And then our next meeting will be the 26th of June.
Oh.
That would work for me.
Yeah, me too, but I just, don't make it, if nobody comes, we don't want to schedule a meeting.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody
Understood.
needs to be before us, it's
Yeah.
unfair to make them wait 45 days.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. And there may be, so.
So where are we with the last lot, the lot down at Jacob's lot? Yeah.
Yes.
Where are we with that?
Well, the two that you approved last time are now apparently a pumpkin farm. But the ones that the church is hoping to develop are on hold until they finish their environmental review and the planning grant is officially dispersed. And the church actually formally acquires the parcel. And once they do, I believe they're going to revisit the concept. So, but I think that they have to wait until, I'm not exactly sure. Brad would be the one to ask because he's actually administering the planning grant that's helping to fund the purchase. But yeah, that seems to be, based on my understanding, that's what's holding things up so far. Yeah.
Job captain's on the next hearing, next decisions. Right?
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
assign somebody to do the public hearing for Lynn Farrell and then somebody to do job captain on Michael Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's Dan because he started it.
I started it.
You started it.
I did the preliminary.
Doesn't mean
sketch.
you're stuck with it.
Oh, it doesn't?
Can, but
Mine.
I think it might be Dan's turn. Yeah. So should we
Okay.
give him Mike
well,
Moore?
he's not here. He gets it.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
That's
And
the-
Shaney gets the other one. 'Cause she's
Okay.
not here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dan would be Ian Farrell?
Dan would be Michael Moore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Shaney, we'll make Shaney be Liam Farrell, right? Unless, do you have the list somewhere?
Not handy.
Okay.
You probably don't, do you know where it is? I'm kidding.
It's on the Google Drive, which I only have intermittent access to, depending on the day.
So you gotta get that town website going, but.
Yeah, gotta get that on the website. going, Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, I do.
So, motion to adjourn unless there's something else we need to talk about?
Did we stop recording?
No, we're still recording, so.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.